Bitcoin made some very interesting moves this week and we are seeing a lot of bullish price action unfolding. We even came to the $96,000. And in this video I'm going to tell you exactly what we can expect for Bitcoin during the rest of the week and of course also in the beginning of next week. I will have a look at when a potential alt season is unfolding and I will talk about a lot of other crypto related news. So please like the video, don't forget to register on Bitunix to trade together with me, and also you can follow me on my Telegram and on my Twitter channel. So let's dive right now into the charts. So earlier this week I spoke about this huge formation for Bitcoin and we saw that these two scenarios were signed by me. I talked about this on my Twitter channel and this is a tweet from earlier this week and we can see this bullish scenario and this bear scenario I was drawing in the chart, and we can see that Bitcoin perfectly is following the bullish scenario. So we came above this resistance area, we broke it to the top side and now we are retesting it as support. So this is a very bullish retest and now we could potentially see a bullish retest and then the continuation of the price action to the top side. So the bullish scenario is playing out perfectly just like expected, and this is why I always trade in scenarios. So if we're breaking to the top side, you can now wait for a retest which is now unfolding, so you could maybe look for a potential long trade to long the market and then see a continuation of the price, because there's a lot of upside potential for Bitcoin currently, and currently we are still in a very bullish uptrend. And also the Bitcoin ETFs are buying like crazy this week. So let's have a look at the Bitcoin ETF flow. And yesterday we saw another huge inflow of $380 million of total flow, and we also saw that the Fidelity and the BlackRock ETF were buying like crazy. And yeah, we can see the total cumulative inflow is spiking to the top side, and we are coming above the 38 billion and almost at the $38.5 billion of total cumulative inflow in less than 1.5 years. So this is the best ETF in the history ever. So this is insane, of course. And having a quick look at the Ethereum ETF, we can see yesterday was one of the most bullish days for the Ethereum ETF. We saw that Fidelity and BlackRock were buying like crazy, and also Grayscale bought a lot of Ethereum. So in total we saw $104.1 million of total inflow into the Ethereum ETF, and this is also having a very bullish price effect on the price of Ethereum, of course. So yeah, let's see if next week can be as bullish as this week, because this week we saw a lot of bullish inflows into the ETFs. And the weekend has started, so there's also a CME gap unfolding. We can see a CME gap was opened here on Friday evening at $94,860. So I expect that Bitcoin is going to trade during the rest of the weekend around this level, and eventually we will see hopefully a close of the CME gap shortly after the weekend is over, because a short after the weekend is over would be bullish, because Bitcoin can then trade freely, just like I'm always saying, because if we're seeing either a bounce to the top side or a spike to the downside, we eventually come back to close the gap, and I think it's better to just close the gap shortly after the weekend. So Bitcoin can just trade freely throughout the rest of the next week. So let's see what Bitcoin will do, and if we're going to see the CME gap getting respected during the rest of the weekend. And zooming into the 15-minute time frame on Bitcoin, we can see a beautiful uptrend is unfolding. We can see higher highs and higher lows, and currently we're also creating a little bit of a formation, just like we can see here. On the top side we can see consolidation and also resistance coming into the market, and on the lower side we can also see this horizontal level is getting respected, because in the past we can see resistance here, we broke it to the top side, and now we are breaking above it. We're consolidating, so we could expect a little bit of a bounce to the top side and maybe a breakout and then a further continuation of the price. Of course, this would be a very bullish scenario, and this is all happening on the 15-minute time frame. So keep in mind that these are just small moves, and of course we could also see a break during this weekend, and I don't think it would be a big break, but if we're going to break out and see a confirmation, you can wait for a retest, and if this retest happens we can potentially see a close of the CME gap. So yeah, this is actually looking very bullish, and on the 15-minute time frame, as I'm saying, we are on this bullish scenario, and we are inside of this bullish uptrend. So the trend is your friend until it ends. So the trend is now up, and I think we should always trade with the trend. So I think you should look for more long trades than short trades right now. And one of the most important charts is this daily chart for Bitcoin. We can see that Bitcoin is breaking through this resistance area, and in the past we can see a lot of resistance here and support, and a lot of price action around this horizontal level. So breaking this horizontal level is very bullish for Bitcoin, and if, for instance, if we're going to see a bullish retest, we can enter the market and aim for higher targets. And we also saw that this huge falling wedge formation was finally breaking bullish. We can see multiple bullish days after we broke out, and the top side of the formation will be confluent with the breakout target, and it will bring Bitcoin all the way back to the $180,000. So yeah, if Bitcoin can see a little bit of a bullish break, a retest, then I'm just going to aim for this previous all-time high around the $180,000. So yeah, this is a very beautiful chart to see, and you can see that the next phase of the bull run is almost starting. So now let's have a look when a potential alt season is unfolding. I will have a look at a lot of bullish charts for the alt season potentially. So let's start with the Bitcoin dominance index. And as you can see here on the weekly time frame, in the previous cycle when we had a big alt season, we saw that the Bitcoin dominance dropped like crazy. We saw a beautiful spike to the top side. We topped out here, and then when the Bitcoin dominance fell, we saw a huge alt season unfolding. So yeah, we are also saw this horizontal level unfolding. We saw multiple touch points here as resistance, and finally we broke out bullish. And now we're seeing this, yeah, this continuation, and this is all starting because of the Bitcoin ETF. So the Bitcoin dominance is gaining momentum to the top side, and we are still seeing huge higher highs and higher lows. But eventually, I think this Bitcoin dominance is going to top out, and we will see a huge all season unfold, just like we saw here in 2021. And this is yeah, the take on my take on alt season. And so keep an eye out on this Bitcoin dominance chart, because if it drops, we will see the next alt season. And also this interesting index is also having a worth a look, because this is the altcoin season index. We can see we are currently at the 16 in this index, and that means that we're still in a Bitcoin season. So yeah, in the past we can see a lot of times that we were in Bitcoin season, but eventually things turn around and we will see a huge alt season. So coming above the 75 points in this index means that we're going to see an alt season. So currently, yeah, we are still at the downside and Bitcoin season is happening. So once we spike to the top side here, then we are going to see a huge momentum gaining for altcoins. And this could be the indicator that we are just bottoming out right here, just like we saw here in 2024 and just like we saw here in 2023. So yeah, this could be a very interesting chart to have a look at. And of course, Ethereum is the biggest altcoin, and once Ethereum is gaining momentum against Bitcoin, we will most likely see other altcoins are following, and they are also going to show a lot of strength. And we can also see that yeah, Ethereum is now at a huge horizontal support at this chart. So this weekly support needs to hold, just like we saw here back in 2019 already. And if this support holds and we are seeing the spike to the top side, just like we saw here and also here, that means that Ethereum is gaining momentum against Bitcoin, and that means that altcoins are going to be stronger. So yeah, Ethereum is the strongest altcoin. So when Ethereum is going to see a bounce against Bitcoin, I think we will see a huge alt season unfold, and a lot of other altcoins are going to follow and gaining momentum and strength. So please let me know in the comments which altcoins are your biggest holding in your portfolio, and which altcoin do you think will have the most insane amount of profits in 2025. So for now, I'm keeping an eye out on this CME gap throughout the weekend. And also I will have a look at this potential breakout during the rest of the weekend. So we could potentially see a break to the top side or either the downside. But I think eventually we will come back and close this CME gap. So I don't think a lot of volatility will happen throughout the weekend. So I hope you have a great weekend. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because it will be highly appreciated. If you want to trade together with me, just click the link for Bitunix in the description, and you can get it 10 USDT bonus by just registering. You can also follow me on my Telegram group and follow me on my Twitter channel, where I post a lot of daily updates about crypto overall. So have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.